You know, he's really looking forward to me.
Here, have a seat. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay, Commissioner Frost. It is 5:31, and I'm calling this meeting of the Local Agency Formation Commission to order. Madam Clerk, please read the opening statement.
May I take a roll call,
Oh,
please?
and take a roll call, excuse me.
Commissioner Frost?
Here.
Commissioner Jones?
Here.
Commissioner Carter?
Here.
Commissioner Murphy?
Here.
Vice Chair Kaplan?
Here.
Commissioner Walton?
Here.
And Chair Desmond?
Here.
You have a quorum. Okay. Do you want to do roll call?
Can you read the statement?
Sure. The meeting of the Sacramento Local Agency Formation Commission is live and recorded with closed captioning. Excuse me. It is cablecast on Metro Cable Channel 14, the Local Government Affairs channel on the Comcast and DirecTV UVerse cable systems. It is also live streamed at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting replays Sunday, November 10th at 2 p.m. on Metro Cable Channel 14. Once posted, the recording of this meeting can be viewed on demand at youtube.com/MetroCable14. The Sacramento Local Agency Formation fosters public engagement during the meeting and encourages public participation, civility, and use of courteous language. The board does not condone the use of profanity, vulgar language, gestures, or other inappropriate behavior, including personal attacks or threats directed towards any meeting participant. Each speaker will be given 2 minutes to make a public comment and are limited to making one comment per agenda or off-agenda item. Please be mindful of the public comment procedures to avoid being interrupted or disconnected while making your comment. To make a comment in person, please fill out a speaker request form and hand it to the clerk. The chairperson would open public comments for each agenda or off-agenda item and direct the clerk to call the name of each speaker. When the clerk calls your name, please come to the podium and make your comment. If a speaker is unavailable to make a comment prior to the closing of public comments, the speaker waives the request to speak, and the clerk will file the speaker request form in the record. The clerk will manage the timer and allow each speaker 2 minutes to make a comment. You may make a send written comments by email to boardclerk@saccounty.gov. Your comment will be routed to the board and filed in the record. If you need an accommodation pursuant to the Americans with Disabilities Act or for medical or other reasons, please see clerk staff for assistance or contact the clerk's office at 916-874-5451 or by email at boardclerk@saccounty.gov. Thank you in advance for your courtesy and understanding of the meeting procedures. This concludes your announcement.
Thank you, Larice. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Madam Clerk, take us to our first item.
Mr. Chair, first item is public comment, and we do have 2 public comments. The first one will be Kathy Lauer. Please on the podium.
And so these are for items that are not otherwise on the posted agenda.
Right.
I just wanted to tell you thank you for your work with the fireworks this year. It was better. And I just wanted to remind you that the holidays are coming around the corner. The 4th of July, a lot of people like to set off those illegal fireworks too. So on behalf of Apollo, keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you. Was not expecting that on off-agenda public comment at LAFCo, but thank you, and it's good to see Apollo.
Okay, our next speaker will be Emily Hathaway regarding merging with Sac Sewer Water District.
Good evening.
Suburban Water District.
Oh, Sac Suburban. We do have an agendized item to discuss the LAFCo action regarding dissolution, and that will involve a discussion about the merger. Would you like to wait until that agenda item?
I can wait till then.
Okay, thank you. That'll be more appropriate. Okay, any other off agenda?
We do not have any other public comment off agenda.
Okay, next item.
All right, Mr. Chair, item 2 is approval of the consent calendar, items 2 through 4.
Okay, any commissioners with questions on the consent items?
I'll move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any public comment on the consent items?
No, we do not have any public comment.
Okay.
For verification, it was moved by,
Moved by Commissioner Kaplan, seconded by Commissioner Jones.
thank you. Okay, you all may vote. The motion passes and your vote is unanimous.
Okay, thank you. Next item.
Next item, Mr. Chair, is public hearing to receive the midpoint report provided by the Del Paso Manor Water District on the remediation efforts by the district to address the infrastructure and equipment deficiencies identified by LAFCo's Municipal Services Review for Del Paso Manor Water District Addendum of April 2024.
Mr. Chair and Commissioners, as you know, on May 5th, 2024, the Commission adopted Resolution LAFC 2024-06, which is a resolution of intent to initiate the dissolution of the Del Paso Manor Water District pursuant to Government Code 56375.1. That code section gives a 12-month remediation period for the district in question to address the items that were identified in the Commission Resolution 2024-06. In addition, the district is to provide a 6-month status report. And with that, Chair Dolk of the Del Paso Manor Water District will be providing to you with a midpoint review. He will cover some of the materials that are in your packet, a letter from District Council, as well as an addendum from the board itself.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Chair Dolk. Welcome.
Good evening, Chairman Desmond and Commissioners. My name is Carl Dolk, and I am the
Maurice,
Vice
could you
President.
raise the podium a little bit for Carl? Just so you don't have to lean over. We have amazing technology here at the county. We can raise that podium. Maurice can do it from her. Okay.
Oh, he's tall.
Okay. We had Todd Smith
He's
up there. I
super
think he was
tall.
somewhere.
My name is Carl Dolk. I'm the Vice President of the Del Paso Manor Water District Board. On behalf of my board colleagues, I am here to present the district's midpoint response to the identified deficiencies. May I direct you to the letter from Chronic from our attorney, Mona Ibrahimi. I am going to skip the introductory paragraphs, if I may, that she had written and go right to the responses to the identified deficiencies. The first one is 3,000 linear feet of pipeline with less than 3 inches diameter, while regulations call for 4 inches minimum diameter. The district has not undertaken any remedial action on this item. Number 2, system leaks in water mains and on the customer side of connections. The district has not undertaken any remedial action on this item. Number 3, wells taken offline due to groundwater contamination or OSHA regulations. The district has not undertaken any remedial action on this item. And number 4, well number 4 motor failure and 70-year-old casing that is past its useful life and could fail at any time. Well number 4 motor has been replaced and is back online. However, the casing has still not been replaced. Number 5, source capacity that is insufficient to meet maximum daily demand with highest capacity source offline as required by 22 CCR 64554C. 2,060 gallons per minute supply, while maximum daily demand is 3,130 gallons per minute. The district has not undertaken any remedial action on this item. Source capacity that is insufficient to meet fire flows of 3,500 gallons per minute for AT&T's building, in addition to maximum daily dam requirement of 3,070 gallons per minute shortfall, even if all connected wells were operational. The district has not undertaken any remedial action on this item. Number 7, source capacity to meet fire flows without relying on interties with Sacramento Suburban Water District system. The district has not undertaken any remedial action on this item. Number 8, $52 million costs of rehabilitating existing infrastructure, including wells and water mains. The district has approved 3 task orders to complete the engineering work necessary to complete steel pipeline replacement. These task orders encompass close to 5 miles of pipeline in the northern section of Del Paso Manor Water District and are the majority of steel pipes in the district. The district has authorized and completed a Proposition 218 study that resulted in the water rate increase that went into effect at the end of July 2024 to fund some of the identified infrastructure improvements. The increased rates are now being collected to complete the identified infrastructure improvement projects set forth in Proposition 218. The district has also explored grant options to provide additional funding, although no grants have been identified as viable if the district remains independent. On June 24, 2024, the district jointly applied with SSWD to the State Water Resources Control Board Division of Financial Assistance for a grant that would be dependent on consolidation. Separately, and in furtherance of this item, the district has completed hydraulic modeling of its entire system to aid in assessing the condition and needs of the district system. Number 9, $5 to $6 million cost of meter replacements and unknown cost of increasing capacity to meet fire flows. The district has not undertaken any remedial action on this item. Number 10, unsuccessful attempts at securing grant funds are likely indicators of future inability to secure grant funds. On June 24, 2024, the district jointly applied with SSWD to the State Water Resources Control Board, Division of Financial Assistance, for a grant that would be dependent on consolidation. And number 11, additional Prop 218 rate increases, bonds or loans would be necessary to fund necessary improvements as 2023 Prop 218 rate increases only cover the cost of projects totaling $9.23 million. The additional rate increase went into effect at the end of July of this year to begin collection of the funding necessary to cover the costs of the projects identified in Proposition 218. I'm open for any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Carl, for the report. Any questions or comments from commissioners? I'll ask in a moment. I had a question for you myself. With respect to the grants that can you give me a little more information of the grants that you said you've already applied for in conjunction with Sac Suburban?
Yes, we did put in the grant with SSWD to a grant specific to districts that would like to merge. And so we are hoping that we will get some consideration on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have not heard anything back or had any feedback?
No, it's a little bit early yet still.
Got it. Okay.
I do have an addendum that I would like to speak to, if I may.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay.
We'll take public comment when you're through.
All right. Okay, members of the Commission and Executive Officer Henriquez, this correspondence will serve as a supplement to the Del Paso Manor Water District's midpoint letter to the LAFCo Commission dated October 17, 2024. While the October 17, 2024 letter identified responses to LAFCo's 11 identified deficiencies, the district's board of directors wished to provide context about the district's progress beyond these enumerated requests. As a preliminary matter, our focus has been to convene joint meetings with the board of the Sacramento Suburban Water District while simultaneously exploring paths to remain independent. With respect, the first objective, and since May 22nd, 2024, the district has participated in 7 joint board meetings. Both the district and SSWD have worked collaboratively, seeking the best means to consolidate while being equitable to each entity's ratepayers. We believe the boards have reached a consensus that meets that objective. In addition, the boards have jointly applied for a grant with the California State Water Resources Control Board. The grant is reserved for small water purveyors seeking consolidation with larger entities. Sharing the cost with SSWD, Del Paso Manor retained a public relations firm which prepared fact sheets responding to ratepayer questions regarding consolidation of the districts. In addition, DPMWD and SSWD worked together to host a public information workshop to discuss possible consolidation. With respect to the second objective, path to remain independent, the DPMWD board has held 12 meetings since May 1st. Notably, the board has approved the installation of a backup generator on our most productive well, with the work scheduled to begin in November 2024, with completion expected by the end of the year. This involved approval from Pacific Gas and Electric, the Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District, and the selection of a contractor to complete the installation. The district's total investment in support of these efforts is approximately $400,000. The board has also approved the preliminary design process to replace the aged steel pipeline area at a cost of $150,000. This project must be financed by DPMWD ratepayers regardless of the status of the combination with SSWD. It's important to note that at LAFCo's May 2024 board meeting, many of the LAFCo directors may have been left with the impression that DPMWD does not have adequate fire flow for the protection of our ratepayers. While it is true, the district does not meet the minimum requirements for fire flow with water sourced solely within the district, it is currently meeting fire flow with the water obtained by SSWD through its executed automated intertie agreement during emergencies with access to over 3,880 gallons of water per minute. Senate Bill 552 requires, among other things, that a small water system to have a source system capacity to meet fire flow capacity by January 1st, 2032. This means that the district still has time to comply with source system capacity without assistance by others. Even if it did not, nowhere does SB 552 limit a water provider from complying with such requirements by entering into a mutual aid agreement with another water provider. As demonstrated herein, the district has worked diligently to safeguard its ratepayers' access to clean and reliable water by analyzing alternative approaches. If you have any questions concerning the above referenced matters, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Dolk, and appreciate your leadership. Appreciate that additional information you provided. Madam Clerk, any public comment? Still no commissioners in the queue. So.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have Emily Hathaway for public comment.
Thank you, Emily, and thanks for waiting.
Hi, I'm Emily Hathaway, and I moved to Del Paso Manor about 2 years ago. And since LAFCo's public meeting earlier this year, I began attending public meetings for the Del Paso Water Manor District. By trade, I'm an environmental hydrogeologist. This means I have a bachelor's in geology, a master's in hydrology, and I work in the field of environmental remediation, aka clean up environmental pollution. I'm a state licensed hydrologist, and I have been working in the environmental consulting field for 15 years. Since becoming aware of LAFCo's plans to dissolve the district board, I have been working to understand the concerns of my neighbors regarding the future of the district. Based on watching public meetings, reading proposals, and conversations with my neighbors, I do not believe the Del Paso Manor Water District can continue to provide safe, clean water at a affordable rate to ratepayers while remaining independent. While I know this proposed change invokes strong feelings, I believe remaining independent brings a greater uncertainty. Our independence can be revoked by this committee, and if our district is dissolved without a plan for transition, we risk privatization of our water to the lowest bidder, is my understanding. While this outcome is not certain, choosing to dissolve on our own terms and merging with Sacramento Suburban Water District gives us more opportunities to control our destiny, provide steady, uninterrupted service, and the best chance of keeping our water a public utility. Our district is currently reliant on Sac Suburban Water for crucial services like fire flow and maintenance, which we cannot reliably sustain on our own. Our community recently engaged in a passionate debate over whether to remain independent or to merge, and the divide is becoming clear. Now, with the election results showing a strong lead for the pro-merger candidates, Trish Harrington and Carl Dolk, I was a write-in, but I missed getting on the ballot, so I was, an underdog from the beginning. The decision of change is never easy, but I believe that merging is the best path forward to ensure our community has safe, reliable, sustainable, uninterrupted waters.
Emily, thank you. Thank you for your comments. So now, any other public comment, Laurice?
We do not have any more public comments signed up.
Okay. So I will just, and I was happy to attend, briefly anyway, the last joint meeting between Del Paso and Sac Suburban. Very, very well attended. Obviously, it speaks to the great interest in this topic, probably in both districts, in service area in both districts. I guess my question, this is receive and file. If I'm not mistaken, our exec director, Jose, I want to ask you what's our next steps from here? Kind of lay that out for us. What our roadmap is.
As Ms. Hathaway indicated, it appears that if the current election results hold, the population of Del Paso Manor appear to support consolidation, using the colloquial term, not the LAFCo specific term. And in addition, at the next joint board meeting, which I believe is going to happen about in a week or two, the districts are to consider approving a resolution of application to LAFCo to reorganize. What, among other things, that the districts will need in order for the reorganization to have a smooth sailing with this body is to have a sphere of influence amendment to the Del Paso Manor Water District be approved by the commission. That would make it consistent with 56-425. Right now, in deference to both the district and the midpoint review, you have not adopted, I shouldn't say you haven't had an opportunity to adopt the SOI because staff hasn't brought it to you. You can direct staff to basically bring it back to you in order to essentially pave the way for the two districts so that they have a smooth sail from here on out.
Okay, thank you. That's very helpful. And obviously, with the change in the makeup of the board at Del Paso Manor, it allows us to proceed in this fashion. I would direct staff, unless any of my commissioners have an objection to that, to proceed with getting the sphere of influence and bring it back to this body. How long would that take to come back to us with that, would you say?
We'll probably have it ready by December.
Okay.
Most of the work has already been done, so it's a matter of putting a staff memo together for you and with a map and bring it back to you.
Okay. Commissioner Kaplan.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to publicly support you and all the work that you've done with this. I know it's not an easy issue with the community, but I think it's the right thing to do with the evidence presented and the lack of remediation of all the critical things that need to be done. So I am happy to see that both districts are moving forward and having productive conversations versus LAFCo kind of having to initiate it. So I am fully supportive of your recommendation, Chair, but also of the new board members in the community coming together to look at what does a kind of a merger look like. And as always, Sac Sewer is a great example of two agencies coming together that might be able to be used as an example.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I'll just also throw out there, Carl and Trish and anyone, if you have any additional joint meetings or public meetings, I'm happy to come, and I'm sure other members on this dais would be happy to come as well to show our support for you and your efforts, and thank you for everything you're doing. Okay, we'll move on to our next item.
All right, Mr. Chair, item 6 is receive update from General Counsel on the Sacramento County reclassification of the LAFCo executive officer and provide direction.
Mr. Chair, Council will provide that update.
Hi, Commission. Deanne Gillick, General Counsel for LAFCo. I just wanted to provide an update that we have met with the county staff twice since your last commission meeting. The reclassification paperwork is proceeding. I was informed last week that it is anticipated the reclassification will be considered by the Civil Service Commission on December 13th. So just wanted that many of you had asked for an update on the status, that the county's processing it, and we continue to be hopeful and continue to impress upon the county how important it is that this is processed timely. So thank you.
Thank you, Council, and Commissioner Frost and I have both had follow-up discussions with our Deputy County Exec and our County Exec on that very topic, and what we've been told is consistent what you're being told as well. So we will, of course, stay on top of it as well. So appreciate that report. I don't see any commissioners queued up. Any public comment on this item?
We do not have any public comment.
Okay, next item. Oh.
Next item is questions and announcements from Executive Officer and Commission Council.
So before we move on to the next one, there was when the commission meeting, December 4th is the next meeting. The Civil Service Commission doesn't meet till after that.
I
meet
would
the 12th.
suggest maybe just keeping it on, because if something changes, then we can talk about it. If it's all good, then it's on, and we say we're still moving ahead.
Good idea.
Okay, well, excuse me. Wait. If you would like to speak, please queue up and let me know so I can try to maintain order here. Commissioner Carter.
Yeah, I agree. I think keeping it on here keeps it at the forefront of the commission and also demonstrates our desire to keep this in a forefront conversation and continue to put pressure on the county to keep action moving forward.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, well, I can assure you as the county representative, I will continue to have those discussions. The county responds more, frankly, to probably your two county commissioner representatives on this body than keeping it on the agenda, but that's fine. Nothing will happen until that Civil Service Commission hearing. Okay, move on to the next item.
Question and announcement again from the Executive Officer and Commission Council.
Mr. Chair and Commissioners, just wanted to give you a couple of updates. Number one, the invoices for the agency contributions have gone out. It started last week, and the last ones will go out tomorrow. And that's basically your largest sources of revenue is the agency contributions. Once they go out, we start collecting that revenue. The other piece of update that I wanted to give you is that there are two large projects being processed by the county. There was somehow a process breakdown in terms of the environmental review. We've addressed that with the OCE. We're hoping to address it with planning as well, just to make sure that those environmental reviews take into account the LAFCo process, because otherwise we can't use those environmental reviews. The OCE was very receptive, and they've had conversations internally as well. So they're going to be assisting us with making sure that breakdown doesn't happen again. And that completes my updates.
Okay, thank you. Council?
Yeah, I just wanted to remind us, and for the AB 1234 report, I know we all, or some of your staff and some of your commissioners attended the LAFCo conference. So just for the record, for us to make sure that we do those reports for the commissioners. And we were joined, I'll just do it, by Chair Desmond and also Commissioner Jones. And it was well received, and it was a great time, and we learned a lot. And so thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next item.
Mr. Chair, item 8 is Commission Chair and Commissioners' questions and answers.
Okay, Commissioner Carter. Oh, okay, you're still queued up here. Sorry about that.
You didn't clean out. I was like, I'm good.
Okay, I don't see any other commissioners queued up, and so we are adjourned at 6 p.m.
I thought.